I didn't know that's how we were starting. What voice are you doing? Are you doing some weird? Oh no, the TV broke. Is that what that sound was?
Ryan.
Yeah. Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Sorry, I was just doing a little animal impressions there.
Just cause.
Just because.
Yeah.
Why not? I like your hat.
I like your hat.
What's great is that this hat doesn't fit either of us.
No, but for different reasons.
And for different reasons.
Yeah.
Ryan, how's it going today, dude?
It's going good.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, we're out here. We have a fun topic ahead.
We're out here. It is a fun topic.
We're here in the studio, in parts unknown.
This is one of those episodes that, like, the way we are teasing it, and obviously, well, anyone listening to it already saw the title. But anyone who just happened to see us without seeing the title, this could go a lot of directions.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like what we're wearing here, your shirt.
My shirt is from the
your
thing
shirt
we're
is
talking
from the
about,
place,
but
but
it
it's
doesn't
not.
give it away.
There's no way they could see it.
No.
Well, maybe if you sit like that, it will.
Yeah, maybe I'll sit like this then.
Maybe
I'll sit like
with
this
the
then.
seductive arm behind your
Yeah.
head.
I mean, this is a very seductive episode, so.
It is.
Yeah. This is going to bring back some thoughts and some feelings for sure.
Thought spelled THOT.
In a way, yeah.
It's going to bring back some thoughts.
Yeah, in a way.
People that have, again, listening to this already know what the episode's about are thinking, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah. Do you have anything life updates that you want to bring up at all?
Not particularly life updates, but I have something we could talk about.
What's that?
Do you have any life updates?
No, go ahead.
So they're going to dance around the topic of this a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But we went and saw this location that we're talking about here as like here's what I'm really trying to say. You and I have a big affinity for themed establishments of dining. Would you agree?
Yes.
I would like you to tell me which one is your favorite.
Which one is my favorite?
Which one is your favorite
place?
Now
hold on.
There's a lot of parameters here, so
yeah.
I want you to ask your questions to try and narrow this down to what you're thinking, or narrow it up.
What is the key factor of judgment? The food?
No.
The theme?
It's all encompassing.
That.
Yeah, but I guess no. I think the theme. No, it should be the theming part. So the best themed restaurant, and a restaurant literally just has
it on the theme.
Yeah.
Now, am I judging it on the theme or the execution of the theme? Because see, there's layers.
That's a good question. That's a good point. I would say just the theme. It doesn't have to be executed well because some of these aren't. Some of them are really well executed. I'd say, what is the themed restaurant that just based on the theme you would be most excited to go to? And it has to be a chain as well. I forgot to mention that.
Does it have to still exist?
No.
For me, it would have been Mars 2112.
I'm not familiar with what that is.
It was a space themed restaurant.
It's a space themed restaurant.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It was exactly what it sounds like. It was a Mars themed restaurant in Times Square.
Does anybody even really know how to theme properly to Mars?
I don't know,
we're not there.
I like space.
I like space too.
I like a big space.
Do you like space more than dinosaurs?
So yes.
Okay.
No.
No.
Those are, you know how there's those memes that are you grow up or you become 4 years old and you pick one of these four things, and it's dinosaurs, space, trucks, and what's the other one that they usually put up there? It's I don't know.
It's not sports, is it?
Something else. No. Whatever it is, I was all of them except
the one you can't remember.
No. It's dinosaurs, space, trucks / cars, and trains.
I thought it was trains. Yeah.
I was
all of them.
Dinosaurs, trucks, space, and then now that I'm older, it's also trains.
How so trains? Are you a model train guy?
I'm not. I would like to buy a model train.
You took me to that McDonald's that has the model train. That is now closed.
I love, if you take me somewhere and there's a model train, we're going to be there for 15 minutes. It doesn't matter.
So you're going to look at everything.
I'm going to look at all the trains.
Yeah.
I love every aspect of model trains. The train itself.
Sure.
All the
it's
little
a big part.
Stuff.
Little guys.
The little guys, the little set dressing. There's this one place in Germany somewhere where they have model cities. and this is so cool to me. I'm getting all excited thinking about it. They have like an airport with model airplanes that take off and then they fly into like the wall and it looks like they like go into some clouds. So freaking cool. If I went there, I'd probably just lose it. It's like going to Miniland USA at Legoland. You know what I mean? Which was another question I was going to ask. Do theme park restaurants count? Because theme park restaurants are themed restaurants. Think about.
I think it has to be.
Planet.
I think it has to be a chain. Like,
so it has to be a chain. Right?
Yeah, like a regularly accessible or previously regularly accessible.
Is not
I said
right.
previously regularly accessible. Okay. I think it just has to be because that does become. I'm gonna rattle off some that I'm thinking about this. Planet Hollywood. Mm-hmm. That's one. ESPN Zone.
That's one. Could have been better.
Yeah. It was not great.
It wasn't great. The food was okay.
Well, okay. And what is okay for this? This is going to be This is going to be a topic of contention throughout the. This is going to be contentious. This is going to be. It's going to be contentious throughout the entire episode.
Does passable work?
Passable's fine.
Okay.
Edible.
Food was passable. Yeah. The times that I went to ESPN Zone and ate, the food was. It was not think that.
It's one of those cases where you're okay eating there. It's not the best.
I'm not like seeking. I'm not saying, oh, I really craving ESPN Zone.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of these themed restaurants that you don't go for the food, you go for the experience.
Right.
Like another one that comes to mind is like Medieval Times.
Love me.
That's an all timer.
You've been, yeah.
I have long. It's been a minute, but
Medieval Times, yeah. Pirates Dinner Theater.
Well, I don't know. Is that other places? Pirates Dinner Theater?
I don't know. I think it might be Dinner Adventure.
Yeah, something like that. But those are ones.
There's also like the small ones that aren't like chains, but there's multiple of them. In LA, there's like 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember what they're called. And actually, there's 2 separate ones, but they're steak restaurants that look like lodges in like the Alps. So like the outside of them are they're like covered in snow.
Yeah.
And you go inside, it's like these big like log cabin looking buildings. I was trying so hard not to let that come out.
No, it's too
I was
bad.
trying to get to the point where you would start talking and we could just cut to you.
Yeah, nope, sorry.
Instead sorry. Kind of popped out.
We also, would you consider Margaritaville a themed restaurant?
That was up there.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't go there.
Well, that's because I asked you. I was like, is it about the theme itself? Which the theme of Jimmy Buffett inherently is not great. The execution.
Are we sure about that?
The execution. I mean, it is for us, but for general public, maybe not. The execution.
What do you mean? Considering the amount of people that showed up to the Jimmy Buffett spectacular that was in that like video that we all saw, I might disagree with you on that.
Dude, that video made me laugh because it's just like,
you'll never guess.
No.
If you haven't seen this video, there's a video floating around out there. It was about a month ago.
Yeah, I think
there was a spectacular special that happened at the Hollywood Bowl,
and I almost went. And I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, I really thought you were going to be there. It was a bunch of people paying tribute to Jimmy Buffett. Mm-hmm. There's this video that was TikTok, Instagram, wherever.
All of it, everything.
You will never be able to guess who the next person that is showing up.
It's basically panning.
Yeah,
across the stage.
Yeah. It's absurd, and it's exactly how.
And we're not gonna tell you any of them.
No,
you just got to go watch it, and you'll be like,
it's exactly how Jimmy would have wanted it.
Exactly.
But I thought you were gonna go there.
I thought about it. It was up there, but again, it was. I love the theme of Jimmy Buffett, but but also if Mars 2112 still existed and someone said, "Do you want to go to Jimmy Buffett restaurant?"
Okay,
I'd probably pick Mars 2112.
Okay, all right.
I almost also picked. Speaking of, we always bring up Podcast The Ride. They actually did Celebruary a couple years ago. One of my favorite things they did. I hope they do it again, where they talked about like celebrity-backed restaurants,
like Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. Dive, which was Steven Spielberg's submarine-themed restaurant.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You also didn't mention Bubba Gump Shrimp.
I guess technically that is one too. Yeah,
technically that is very much a themed restaurant.
So I will be 100% transparent here. I've never been to a Bubba Gump's.
Why don't we go?
Ever.
Here's my issue with going now, and this is my issue with a lot of things. It got really expensive because it's mostly seafood, right? Like if I'm going to go to Bubba Gump, I'm getting shrimp. I'm not going to go to Bubba Gump and get like a burger, right?
Or like chicken fingers, yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't know. I'm a fish guy.
But like, it's kind of expensive now. Like I think the thing that I used to get is like $38.
$38.
Yeah, and it's like a trio of shrimp. Like I can go put Red Lobster out of business for less money than that.
Yeah, and just eat the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh boy, yeah.
Now speaking my language now.
Well, what would your choice be?
I think it's pretty obvious what my choice is going to be. And it's actually, funny enough, the topic of today's episode. We're very thematic right now for this one.
My 7-Eleven shirt.
Yeah. My favorite themed restaurant, of course, is the world-renowned Rainforest Cafe.
That's why I was trying to speak to you in animal earlier.
Oh.
You just didn't respond. I was really hoping you were going to also speak animal back, and you didn't.
No, I don't speak any other language besides pirate.
Okay, let's hear it.
No.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. You don't believe me?
What did the pirate say when he turned 80?
What did I think I know this one, but you know what? I'm just gonna let you have it.
Aye, matey.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
What's the pirate's favorite letter?
Q.
No.
Oh. R. Is it R?
What's your answer?
I'm gonna go with R.
You think it'd be R, but their first love be the sea.
That's
our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us, live studio audience.
Now I'm really surprised you didn't pick Pirates Dinner Adventure, if that's the name.
I was just talking to a coworker about this. We'll get back to it. We literally just announced the theme, and then we're going way off track.
Welcome to the show.
I used to be so... How do I word this? When the Pirates franchise was like full swing, it may have been my favorite film franchise. Like it was. Yeah. I was thinking about the other day.
I watched 2 and 3 again a couple weeks ago.
I literally told myself the other day, I was like, I need to rewatch Black Pearl. Like that movie is so
good. That one is incredible. I like all 3.
The first time you see Black Pearl and you see them fighting in...
Okay, I thought you meant the ship.
No, the movie. Yeah. And you see them fighting in the moonlight.
It's awesome.
Like, oh my god!
Well, the second one where they're fighting in the wheel, it's just like that's cinema.
Yeah, no, the Pirates franchise. I wasn't the biggest fan of World's End.
That's the third one.
Yeah,
it's fine. But it's a good cap. It's a good cap on everything. If you watch them all together, it's really fun. Yeah. I think there's a lot of.
It's a good cap on everything, as they've made 5 of them.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
Was there?
About that.
I don't remember if there was there a 6th one. What was the one we did on the show with
Zach?
That
was the 5th one.
That was
the
5th one, right?
The 5th one. We skipped the 4th one. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the 4th one. That one.
I haven't seen that one.
The one we watched with Zach and Casey. That was Stranger Tides.
Yeah, the one with Javier Bardem.
Yes. The 4th one.
The Penelope Cruz one.
And Jesus was in that one. Don't forget. The 4th one was, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I like that one, the Penelope Cruz one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That one was the one with the mermaids and all that stuff. Why can't I think of the name of it? The score for that one was fantastic, too. Anyway.
That one's not called On Stranger Tides? Is that not On Stranger Tides?
Then the other one that we did on...
I forget what that one was called.
Don't worry about it.
Get in the comments. Yeah. But I think people tend to forget how popular that franchise was when that first trilogy came out. Because I think they did, was it 2005 that Black Pearl came out? 2007? Somewhere around there?
Curse of the Black Pearl?
Yeah.
That came out in like 2003.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
Okay, because I knew that that one came out and then it was 3 years and then the other 2 came out back to back.
Podcast scenery here. I'm pulling this out. We need a couple of answers here.
That's okay. I can riff on this a little bit. I just think we talk about event films now. I think that one's slept on in terms of event films.
Curse of the Black Pearl was 2003.
And then 2006 and 2007 for the other 2?
And then,
is that right?
Here, let's just do this.
This is great content.
This is great.
Yeah.
Purse of the Black Pearl.
Purse of the Black Girl.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
2003.
Yes.
Yes.
And then
the next one is
Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's
which
Chest,
is 2006.
Okay, and then 2007.
2007 was World's End.
Yeah, I knew that.
The Penelope Cruz one is Stranger Tides. So then what's the other one we watched? Oh, duh. Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Oh yeah,
that's what it was.
You don't have to say duh, like everybody knows that.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
It does. Yeah, it's pirate lingo.
Yeah,
they say it on the right. Dead Man Tell No Tales.
When you're turning the corner before the first drop, I always hope that it lines up when he goes, fast mateys. What does that sound? It's like not a whistle, just all air.
Yeah. That's a great ride.
It's my favorite ride.
We can't do theme parks again like we did last episode.
No.
Yeah. It's a great ride.
It's great.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean movies peak cinema for their time.
Yeah. There's great animatronics on Pirates of the Caribbean. You know where else there are great animatronics?
Not Rainforest Cafe. There's some good ones. Okay, so peak Rainforest Cafe, some of the animatronics were really good. But that was probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Joel, can you explain to everybody what Rainforest Cafe is?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a restaurant where the theme is the rainforest. You are surrounded by animatronics of different animals, tons of lush plant life, most of it fake. I don't even know if there's any real plant life in there.
Just the weed that the employees are smoking in the back.
I will say this.
That'd be it.
I will say this. I do think in recent years, obviously there's not as many.
We'll talk about that.
It used to feel like when you sat in Rainforest Cafe, you were like in it, right? And now it feels like it's very easy to just be like, oh, well.
I think it depends on where you sit,
and
too.
yeah, that's a big part of it, too.
Because most of these are just in malls.
Yeah, but like, even like there used to be one in downtown Disney.
Oh, I figured we would mention this one.
Yeah, and even that one, if you sat towards the front of the restaurant, it still felt like you were
that one's a little different though because it's like an enclosed building.
I guess.
Whereas
but
the mall
is a
ones,
mall not an enclosed building?
I mean, it is, but like it's basically a building within a building.
I guess.
Yeah, like it. Well, you know what? Because we went to the Ontario one.
Yeah,
and
we should.
If you sit in the bar, like.
Well, yeah, that you're basically outside.
If
the
you're
mall.
in the restaurant. I get what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree. I just think it's...
Well, okay, Ryan mentioned it. We went.
Hell yeah.
We went.
It was
before this episode.
I made a request.
Ryan said, let's go to Rainforest Cafe.
Joel was like, he knew I was dealing with some stuff, so he was like, let's go do something. We haven't just like hung out and done something together in a minute. What do you want to do? And I was like, I don't really know. I'll think on it. And then for whatever reason, Rainforest Cafe popped into my head, and I was like, I want to go here. Yeah. We talk about it all the time.
We decided that it was going to be an episode yet.
No.
It was just, we were just going to go.
Yeah. Just like, we haven't been here. We always talk about it.
Let's go.
It's right in our wheelhouse. Let's go.
And we took friend of the show, Eric.
We did.
His first time. He'd never been to a Rainforest Cafe.
No. I'm always surprised when there's a restaurant Eric's never been to. So I'm always surprised by that. He's not watching, so
I'm going to send him that.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
So like Ryan said, we went where we were seated. Wasn't necessarily it wasn't the closest seating to the entrance.
No,
but it was kind of
in the middle.
But
yeah.
it still just felt like I was in like a restaurant.
No, I get it. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I said, I feel like it used to be a little darker in there.
Do you think there was just more vegetation?
That's what I'm saying. Is I feel like they used to kind of almost have like a curtain of plants.
Almost,
separating you from like the entrance.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
and it's like they don't really have that anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean that's what Rainforest Cafe is. Every 30 minutes there is a thunderstorm. I wish I'd actually like missed it a little bit, but I also understand that
why they wouldn't do that with like eating and drinking. Yeah.
Animatronics are kind of making noise throughout the whole time. There's all kinds of stuff happening. It's all jungle themed. The names of the food items. They give you, if it's your birthday, they give you one of these. These did not come from it being our birthday.
That is not true. Yeah. Joel bought these separately for our excursion.
No, but that does happen. If it's your birthday, they give you one.
No, don't tell people that. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Is it? They give you these?
Not these exact ones, but we literally talked about it there. There was a kid whose birthday was, and they had him wearing the hat.
Was it this? But it wasn't this hat.
Not this exact one. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, I know you're not saying that.
This,
I forgot about that.
Because
I know we had Balloon Animal Guy, which we'll touch on him later. But
you have all of the makings. Rainforest Cafe is if someone's never been to a themed restaurant, Rainforest Cafe is the perfect one to take them to because it has all of the cliches that most themed restaurants have, but they don't always all have all of them.
No, but they have all of them.
But the Rainforest Cafe is like, no, we are themed.
We're doing everything. We're doing everything. We're doing things you didn't think of. Mm-hmm. And it was even better back in the day.
Yes, it always is.
Like I want to obviously this is different because it's still around. Mm-hmm. It's just not around in the way that we remember it. So that's why I think it's a good topic for the show. I want to take some time to talk about our experiences, both past and present with it. I think before we do that though, we should take a quick break.
All right, Ryan, we're back.
Yeah.
Let's get into this.
I want you to go first and tell me your past experience with this wonderful establishment.
The first time I remember going to a Rainforest Cafe was actually the one that we went to, the Ontario Mills Rainforest Cafe.
Long ago.
Maybe 8 years old was the first time I went. And yeah, I mean, naturally as a kid, you love it. We talked earlier, we joked about, dinosaurs and all that stuff, whatever. Animals are another one of it. Growing up, I thought I was going to be a vet. I looked up to people like Jeff Corwin, Steve Irwin, Jack Hanna, like all those guys were like my heroes. That's what I wanted to do was work with animals in some way.
I did not know this. That's really cool.
Yeah. Fun story. That was actually a sad story. My family, we used to be SeaWorld annual pass holders, and Jack Hanna used to be like a really big part of SeaWorld. And so we were there for a pass member event, and he was speaking, and the room was like full. Like we got there too late where we couldn't get in, but there was like enough kind of like standing room, and my family was like, just go in, we'll wait outside and like whatever. So I went in, I'm like, however old I was, 10, standing all the way at the back of the room, kind of trying to peek over people to see Jack Hanna. I see him, he does his thing or whatever. I'm all far away. I come back out, and my family's like, oh, yeah, when you went inside to go, like, get a spot, he walked by and came and said hi to us.
Oh, no.
And I was like, very cool.
You've
like,
never forgiven them for that.
Yeah, it was just like, that sucks. I went in there to actually go see it, and you guys just waited out here, and he came by and said hi.
That's tough.
Anyway, so naturally, I loved Rainforest Cafe. Like, again, it was just a bunch of stuff that I loved. And
so I feel like that's another, you mentioned like the 4 things that a kid gravitates to. I feel like animals should be in there.
Animals is a huge one. You know what I mean? It's one, like, animals are used to teach kids so many things, from sounds to the alphabet. How many times do you see an alphabet poster where it's like A, alligator,
yeah,
B, bison,
that's a classic,
C, cat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we're learning animals right away. What sounds do animals make? You know, like where do animals?
Yeah, you learn like old MacDonald had a farm when you're like 1.
And you can use animals for so many things. Like you know, you have elephants. They're from Africa. Oh, what's Africa? You know what I mean? Oh, you have tigers. They're from, you know, wherever.
It creates a lot of further discussion.
Yeah.
Like, what locations are these animals located in?
Animals are just used for so much, and so naturally, I was really big into animals as a kid. And yeah, I just remember going. It was my aunt and my grandparents, and my parents were there too, of course, whatever. But I remember going with that set group of people, and yeah, we used to go here and there. It wasn't anything we did like super often. It honestly wasn't until I was older that I started going to Rainforest Cafe more, because of the downtown Disney one that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I probably went to that one. This isn't going to sound like a lot, but I probably went to that one about 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
Which for Rainforest Cafe is kind of a lot.
That is kind of a lot, yeah.
You know, a buddy of mine, he used to, or I don't know if they still are, but his family had the, like, whatever you want to call it, the...
Like is like the restaurateur pass thing that they do.
I'm trying to think of the name of it.
There's some company that like owns a bunch of these restaurants, and you can like rack up points to.
I can't think of the name of it, but it's one of those.
They still have it when we went the other day. Yeah.
And they used to actually be really pushy, not pushy on you, but they'd offer like, do you want to sign up for it? Like, they didn't the other day. There was a lot the other day that didn't happen that I was surprised about.
Oh really? Okay, I'll be curious to hear.
Not a lot, but a couple things. One of them, I actually mentioned it.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's Landry's. I think is what it is.
That sounds right. Yeah.
But my buddy used to have that, so we'd always go. I think I told you this the other day. We would go, and we would just say it was someone's birthday, and we'd be like, "Oh, it's a birthday, whatever." And then when he'd show the Landry's card, because it was his birthday or someone else in the party's birthday, we'd get like a meal for free, or something like that. They usually give you like a small dessert, but we would get something for free, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And at least one portion of it, and it made the whole bill cheaper, because we were usually just kind of splitting it or whatever. So yeah, definitely went a little bit as a kid. More so, I would say, from like the ages of maybe like 18 to like 24 was like my prime of.
Okay.
Not even 24. I'd say like 18 to like 21 was like my prime time of going to Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah. No, very good. We had our location was in the Paramus Mall in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. That was the spot. And like, I used to go to that mall all the time, like with my mom, but like that was the restaurant that I always wanted to go to. And I remember like across from it, there was like a Nickelodeon store, which was like 7 to 12-year-old Ryan was like, yeah, we're cooking. Like, let's go. It's like, Mom, we got to go here, and then we're going to eat at Rainforest Cafe. And she's probably like, fine. Yeah. Whatever. But I just have so many memories of like just walking through that mall and like seeing the exterior, which is very like tropical, rainforesty. I just always wanted to go in. Like, I'm a big theme restaurant guy as well, not just Rainforest Cafe. Seeing all the animatronics and just like the gift shops right there and like all the fun stuff in there. I always loved it as a kid. Then I moved out of New Jersey to Indiana, where there was not one anywhere close to me, and kind of forgot about it. Always had like the memory. If it like came up, I would remember it, but never really like brought it up in conversation. And then I moved out here. But before I did that, I went to San Francisco, and there was still one in San Francisco. I don't know if that one's still there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, actually, I know for a fact it's not.
Okay.
Ontario is the last one in California.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I went to the one in San Francisco, I was out visiting. Oh no, me and a couple of my college friends would always like go out there and like do some of the baseball stadiums, and we did San Francisco and Oakland when we were out there. And we were walking around downtown one night and just like bar hopping and stuff. I was like, guys, there's a Rainforest Cafe here. We have to go. Like, it was mandatory. Like, no, we have to go. And I don't even know if any of them, because they're all from the Midwest, all of them that went, and I don't know if like how familiar they were with it. Because I know they had one in Chicago for a long time, but if you're going like into like downtown Chicago, there's so many places to go eat. Like, you probably wouldn't go there, like, because I don't know, because I feel like me as a kid, my city was New York, but we didn't have to go to New York to like go to a lot of these places, because a lot of places are built up in Jersey, but not everything is going to be in like Indy or Cincinnati or whatever part of like Illinois that's not Chicago that you live in. So when I saw that was there, I was like, we have to go. And everybody was like, this is crazy. Why do you love this so much? I was like, I don't know, actually. I don't remember why I love this so much.
I just know I did.
I just know I did. And then the next year, I was already living out here at the time, and we went to we did the stadiums here, San Diego, LA, Anaheim. And when we went to Anaheim, we had a couple hours to kill before the game. So I was like, let's go to downtown Disney. And that's where the ESPN zone was at the time. And that's where the Rainforest Cafe was. Yeah. And I was like, we have to go to Rainforest Cafe again. Same group of guys. And they're all just like, are we really going here again? I was like, yeah, dude, it's so awesome. And it is awesome for anybody that's listening or watching that went on that trip and was like, Rainforest Cafe sucked. You suck.
He said it.
I said it, yeah, and you thought it. You agreed.
I was thinking it.
You
heavily.
know almost all of these guys that went on the trip now.
Do I?
Yeah, like by
personally
proxy.
or by okay,
by proxy. Yeah, so you agree.
Okay, yeah, you all suck.
Yeah.
I've never met any of you.
Yeah,
I almost went to Rainforest Cafe with one of them.
That's true. That did almost happen. It was very close. Yeah. And then that one just like really brought the nostalgia back out for me. Then they closed it. 2 weeks later, I got it right in under the gun. It was that close, right under the gun. I got it.
We just talked about that last episode with the Phantasmic. Why do you keep doing this to places? Stop closing things.
I'm sorry. I'll just stop going places. But then after that, I knew there was one in Ontario, but I just never really went until finally it was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. It's like one of my friends came out to visit. I was like, we have to go here because he was also on the trips.
This is a trifecta.
Yeah, so I was like, we have to go. I didn't even tell him we were going. I picked him up from the airport, and I said to him, I have a place.
Did he fly into Ontario?
No, he flew into Burbank.
Oh, okay.
And I said, so we had an hour drive.
Yeah, yikes.
I said, I have a spot for us.
Hey, can you reroute your flight?
No,
I'm not going to tell you why.
I said, I have a spot for us to go get lunch, but it's going to be an hour drive. And he's like, why are we driving an hour to go to lunch? I was like, you'll see. I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
And then we drove up to the Ontario Hills Mall. Ontario Mills Mall. There's so many malls out there. I get them all confused. And he saw like the sign, like the pre-sign, to go to this spot, go this way. And he's like, are we going to Rainforest Cafe again? I was like, yeah. He's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. I was like, yes, nailed it. And then after that, I've gone to the Ontario one a couple of times. We went, I took the girl I was seeing at the time there thinking she would hate it. She loved it. So that was great. Everybody that I take there is like, this place is great.
Yeah.
And that's why I just wanted to talk about it on the show, because I really think like it almost transports you back to like an era of childhood.
It's interesting because, we talk about all these themed places, and it's like, it is easy for these to suck.
Oh, easy.
It's easy for them to be like, well, they didn't really go all in on the theme. Well, the food kind of sucks.
We're gonna talk about.
And it's
food.
Like Rainforest Cafe does a good job of being all around like
solid,
like 70%.
Solid. Yes.
They
do everything passable.
Yes, it's not excelling.
No.
It is by no means.
But
it
was.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, but like you're not going to the Rainforest Cafe and going like, wow, that was the greatest meal I've ever had and the coolest tech I've ever seen in my life.
No, never. Probably even back then, you still were never thinking.
Yeah,
that.
But you do go and you're
it's like TGI Fridays in a rainforest, basically.
I haven't been to Fridays in years. That used to be like a spot for me.
I was gonna say, I don't even know where their closest one is.
I mean, there's
like Chili's out here in LA. You have to drive all the way to Boynton Park.
I was just talking to some family about that the other day because like
maybe we should go there.
I love Chili's, and it is crazy. After this, I am down to go to Chili's after this. Yeah, I don't care.
Well, off camera, we've been figuring out what we're gonna do after this. Like,
I'm down. I'm down to go tackle a freaking triple dipper right now.
Let's just shake on it. Yeah. All right.
How the hell are you?
How the hell are you? Yeah, we're going to Chili's to break this down later.
But no, like, it's crazy to me. Like, from where I currently live,
Yeah.
I can get to 4 Chili's within 30 minutes.
Right.
But you go to like LA County,
Not even close.
and there's no Chili's
Nothing.
anywhere.
None of
It's
these.
insane.
None of these like chain. There's no Chili's, Applebee's, Fridays.
We
none
don't
of
need
it.
to go to Applebee's.
Do we?
No, we don't need to go to Applebee's.
Okay, we don't.
There's a
yeah.
poster of me at the Murrieta Applebee's.
You told me that, yeah.
That's not a bit. There's
Yeah.
a poster of me. I think it's still there. But no, Rainforest Cafe does a good job of being, like you said, passable. We talked about that word "good" being like a contentious word.
We're gonna
okay,
we're gonna
whatever I
get
said
to some of the
earlier.
minutia of
Yeah,
it
yeah.
here shortly. I think it was important to talk about like
Previous experiences.
I just talk about why I wanted to talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Every topic that I bring up to this episode, to these episodes, and
There's multiple topics.
I believe you
Get
do.
ready.
I believe you do the same. I want to talk about it because I want to shed light on it.
Yeah.
yeah, and because it makes me feel good and happy to talk about.
Yeah.
It has good experiences attached to it. Just like our previous episode, like you talked about how you watched Brink and like after that you're like, I want to blade. Yeah. So like a part of your life was affected by this. Like the memory of going to this place, it was like a wave of nostalgia the first time I walked
You're
in.
always going to Rainforest Cafe, maybe not for a reason, like an event, but if you're going, you're going
becomes
for
an
a
event.
good time.
It becomes an event.
Like you may be, having a bad day or whatever, and your family's like, all right, well, let's go out to eat, and you guys go to whatever restaurant, right? But you're not gonna be like, oh, like we're really sad, XYZ happened.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rainforest Cafe. It's
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
you're going to Rainforest Cafe. You're like, yeah,
It's a party. It's a
let's
party.
go,
Yeah. It instantly will change your
Yes.
mood. Yeah. It's just such a fun establishment and the wave of nostalgia that comes from it. And considering who we are and how we feel about those things, it was a great time.
Yeah, I love it.
But we do have to do a little bit of the breakdown of the minutia of Rainforest Cafe. First and foremost, how far it's fallen in terms of how far it's fallen. I said fall it's fallen. Yeah.
That's okay.
In
That's how
terms of locations, like we both talked about ones that we've gone to that are gone. Like Paramus is gone, San Francisco's gone, Downtown Disney's gone. I pulled up a list. Like we could show it later. There's so many random locations that I like never thought of that are now gone. Like I did find out there was one in Indiana. It was in Bloomington, Indiana, which is where Indiana University is.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, a lot of international locations actually. London was a very popular one. Chicago gone, New York gone.
Chicago, my favorite international
No,
destination.
I know, it's international to some people.
It is.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So there
You
go.
are right.
Yeah, just not to us. It was a list of like 40, which made me like you forget like with some of these places like how popular they really were.
I was just talking about this the other day. It's weird to think about how like a Rainforest Cafe, for instance, like 40 is a lot, right? That's almost every state has one,
Yeah.
right? And you got to take into consideration that's like you have states like Nebraska and stuff like, yeah, of course they're not gonna have a
Rhode
Rainforest
Island,
Cafe, yeah, you know what I mean? But like Doughboys, they'll talk about different chains and they'll be like, oh, Chili's, they have 1,300 locations across the country, and in your mind you're like 1,300. Like that doesn't really seem like that many.
No, but then you like
really think about like, okay, if I break that down per state, there's, let's say an even like 1,000.
Yeah.
That's over 50 states. That's saying that there's 20 locations at each state, right? And it's like, oh, that's actually kind of a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got to remember, not every town is going to have a Chili's or an Applebee's like we're talking about.
We don't have them here. We have them here, but not in LA. Yeah.
Like all over LA County, there's really not.
Can't find one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, you go towards San Diego, Riverside County, whatever, there's a bunch of them. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
So when you say a place like Rainforest Cafe, a big themed place, has 40 locations, like that's a lot. Like they're doing well.
Do you think, and this is more like a brain blast, put this in perspective thing. Do you think that a lot of these locations are found more so in lesser cities because there's just too much competition in like bigger cities? Like there wouldn't be a Rainforest Cafe still in San Fran or LA or New York because there's just too many options. But when you go to like a Buena Park, for example, like they have like a Chili's is still there. and that's like the closest one to me now. Do you think that's because there's just not as many like options that people would be familiar with?
Yeah, I mean, these franchises are obviously looking for the places where they're going to do the best.
Yeah.
And having a Chili's in the middle of downtown LA is probably not going to be fantastic.
Right, yeah,
right?
exactly.
But then you also have to think about, like, there's a Denny's on Hollywood Boulevard. You know what I mean? Like, there's a Denny's right there, or it's not on Hollywood, it's on Sunset Boulevard.
They need Denny's for some of those late nights.
Fun fact, I can't remember who it was. Maybe Norman Lear or somebody like that. Back in the days when television was like at its like peak, that Denny's was where a lot of the crew would frequent. Like after
it would be
days.
late night, yeah.
And they, whoever it was, I don't remember if it was Norman Lear or who it was, wanted the crew to be able to have somewhere where they can go and eat, but also drink. I never got to experience this, even though I went to school right down the street from it. The Sunset Boulevard Denny's had a full bar.
You've told me this, yeah.
I never went,
Yeah.
and I'm to this day I'm so mad that I never went.
That's so cool.
But the Sunset Boulevard Denny's had.
Could you imagine what like the names of the drinks at the Denny's you could get alcohol at would be? Considering like what they name all their like dishes, like could you imagine what the names of those drinks would be?
Eggs over my hammy.
Yeah. Do you think they'd put like breakfast themed stuff?
You know they had to have had like a Bloody Mary that was like
insane,
bacon and like whatever else on top.
Yeah,
of
there's
it.
a whole hard-boiled egg in it. Yeah,
hard-boiled egg just sitting on top.
Yeah,
bobbing up and down.
Bloody Mary. I can't do Bloody Marys.
Can't do it either.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I was actually just telling someone the other day. I've actually never had a michelada either. They're not exactly the same. They're actually quite a bit different. But like I've never had a michelada.
Is it just the tomato juice factor?
Kind of like.
Because I've never had one either. So.
I don't hate tomato in the right context.
Well, you like it. You like it on like a burger.
No.
Oh, you don't?
I think a burger is one of the worst places a tomato could be.
Really?
A tomato does not belong on a hamburger, in my opinion.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Where do you think a tomato belongs?
I'll take tomato in a salad. I'll take like sun-dried tomatoes, or like even if they're not sun-dried, on like pieces of pizza or whatever. Like a certain type of pizza where it has like tomato on it or whatever. Little cherry tomatoes, love that.
Okay.
A sandwich, even if like a sandwich comes with tomato on it,
like a turkey club
fine.
or something like that. Yeah.
A burger, absolutely.
This is kind of sacrilegious what I'm about to say because I should know the answer, but I know you'll know the answer. Does the In-N-Out burger not come with tomato on it?
Does.
It does. I thought so.
Yeah.
Do you get it removed every
Yes.
time? I didn't.
Number one animal, no tomato. That's literally the first things I say. Number one animal, no tomato.
I forgot about that.
Extra spread, extra pickle, bun, extra toast. But I actually need to change that. So
why?
Nerdy moment here. I used to order it in that order because that's the order in which they would punch everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
But they changed it now. Onion goes before tomato. But in my mind, I'd rather get rid of, like, say, this is what I don't want up front.
And then say what I
list
do
everything
want.
else.
Yeah.
Because when they read it back, they'll go, okay, so you had a number one animal style, and then they say
raw
whatever
onion
else.
or
They
grilled
say,
onion,
yeah, and then they go, no tomato. So there's other stuff that comes before the tomato now. So I need to technically, like, mix it back up because I'm trying to be as efficient as possible for them because it's my order is annoying. My order is annoying.
You're right. This is very nerdy. Yeah.
And so like I need to be able to kind of rearrange it so that I'm telling them that in the most efficient way.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I just do not believe a tomato belongs in a burger. And I know a lot of people do, and that's fine.
That is a hot take.
Not me.
That's a hot. I feel like that's one of like. I feel like lettuce tomato is like the most lettuce tomato pickle are like the most common burger toppings.
Yeah, when you think if you tell the kid to draw a hamburger, that's what they're putting on their lettuce, tomato, and pickle.
Yeah, I'm like really surprised.
Yeah.
I probably knew this, but I'm just forgot.
Not a tomato on a burger. Wow. Now that said, if very rarely In-N-Out will mess up. If the tomato is in there, and I'm too lazy to take it out, I will eat it.
Yeah. It's like how I just eventually was like with like the chicken sandwiches like Popeyes or like you just leave the pickle on there, I'll eat it. And now I just eat pickles now.
Good.
That was a big day for me.
Good.
You were there?
I was there.
Yeah.
I watched you just eat straight pickles.
Yeah, pickle day.
Yeah.
Yeah, big day.
Big pickle day. Shouts to the Genre Geeks guys.
Well, also, what was the name of that place that we got
Kaylin
them
and
from?
Kaylin. Shouts to Kaylin and Kaylin.
There you go. A lot of shout outs going on.
A lot of shout outs. I should have worn my pickle hat today.
Okay. Well, that kind of leads us into a nice little topic here for Rainforest Cafe. We got to talk about the food.
Yeah.
I said something to you when Eric and I and you all went, and it kind of upset you guys a little bit because you're like, that's ridiculous. Why would you say that? And this is, I'm going to go back to when I took the girl I was seeing there. Mm-hmm. And she's like, are we going to eat here? And I was like, kind of. I said, kind of. She's like, what do you mean by that? Because we were both kind of hungry, but I was like, I don't think we really want to eat here. We'll eat like when we make our way back home, but we should get something here. So this is my go-to when you go to Rainforest Cafe, and I feel like this is all you need. You get one drink and just an order of safari fries, and you're done. I don't need anything else at Rainforest Cafe. We ate some of the other food, and we'll talk about those. They were fine. I really just think safari fries and one of their cocktails is all you need to have a good time at Rainforest Cafe.
I will say this. This is going to sound very contentious, like I'm attacking you.
Fair.
The way you talk about safari fries is so fascinating to me because if someone had never been to Rainforest Cafe and you're like, well, you got to get safari fries. Yeah. It makes it sound like there's something exciting about them.
There's nothing special about them.
They're just fries. Yeah. They're literally just French fries, and they're good.
They're good.
They're good French fries. But like when you say like, oh, you got to get the safari fries, you're thinking that it's like, oh, what? Does it come with beef on it?
I'm steering people down the wrong path. Yeah. There's nothing special about them. Yeah. It's literally just
French fries.
They might not even season them, honestly.
No, well, there was definitely salt on them. It was almost like kind of like a Five Guys, how you can like feel the salt on some of the
Sure.
fries.
You can feel the salt at Five Guys and everything. So,
but yeah, no, I mean it's totally fair. Like there's places that I kind of feel like that with too, where it's just like, well, I'm not gonna really go eat much here. I might get like a small appetizer or whatever, and then just a drink or something, you know. But yes, when you did tell us that, I was like, why are we going to go to Rainforest Cafe if we're not going to actually eat there?
Yeah, I got overruled by you guys in terms of what we were going to eat. We kind of kept it pretty basic, but I wanted to like just do like a quick run through of the menu options because this is kind of, I feel like this is a good wheelhouse for you. What did we get? I can't remember fully.
We ate.
Whoa! I kicked the table. Getting excited.
The nachos, which are like the beef. I almost said beef lava nachos.
Did we get them with beef?
I think we subbed it for chicken.
I think we did. Yeah.
Because, did we?
It feels like something. Yeah, I think.
No, you know what? I don't think we did.
No.
I think we thought about it, and then I think you were like, "No, let's just do the beef." Because you were the one who was the biggest like point of like attention there, where it was like, I don't know, but I think we did end up getting.
I was surprising you guys with like this like this
was
stuff.
A little
that was
surprising.
like, oh, he's gonna eat that. Okay.
And then we also got the like sampler platter, which I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember what it was called. It had chicken tenders, mott sticks, and like a Southwest egg roll, and then spinach artichoke dip. Yeah.
And we got those two things, and then after that, because we all were like, we didn't all want to commit to a full meal.
No, you and I didn't do that.
But which I normally do. I normally get what's called the Beastly Burger. But I call it the Bestiality Burger.
Yeah, because it's funnier.
There you go. Yeah, it's like they missed out on an opportunity.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Come on, Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah.
But
Disney hasn't jumped on that one either for some reason.
We got those, and then Eric was like, "I'm still hungry," and Eric ordered a pasta. It was anaconda pasta.
That's right. I forgot about this.
That's when you got your safari fries.
Yes.
Which again,
for the table.
Which again, Ryan said, I mean, I can't leave here without getting safari fries.
I did say that. Yeah. I was like, I have to get those.
I got to get safari fries.
Yeah. I was more excited to get those than I was to get a drink. Originally, I wasn't going to get a drink.
Ryan wasn't going to drink, and I was kind of pissed.
Yeah,
not that I'm forcing him to drink alcohol by any means, but normally when him and I go out, we usually will get a drink or whatever. And this was, again, a day where he was like, hey, I need to get out of the house and kind of go do something and whatnot. And we got there, and this is maybe a good segue for me to talk about the drinks at Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a key part of it when you're an adult going to Rainforest Cafe is getting a drink because they have like a lot of cocktails.
It's like a key part or whatever for an adult going most places.
Anyway,
yes.
And he was like, yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to get a drink today. And I like,
you literally double taked me.
Like, what are you talking about? Yes, you are. And the reason I want to talk about the drinks is because this is one of the things that I mentioned earlier where like all these themed places do this. Rainforest Cafe has alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks that come in a souvenir glass.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Now, you and I were a little confused here because he had recently went.
Yes. I had gone like a month prior to this.
And he was like, I was like, well, I got to make sure I tell him I don't want the souvenir glass. And he was like, why wouldn't you get the souvenir glass? I was like, well, because they charge you for it.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, like they say the price here. They bring it to you in the souvenir glass. And then they don't tell you, but they charge you for the souvenir glass. So you end up paying like $27 for this drink. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, like they don't charge you. And I'm looking at the menu and it says whatever the drink I got was. It says $14.
Yeah.
And so the girl comes out and I said, I got to ask you. I said, in the past, you would pay the drink $14. But then if you kept the souvenir glass, which wasn't really an option, they would just bring it to you in a box. you got charged for that, so you end up paying like double. She's like, no, that $14 is the drink in the glass. And I was like, sign me up. I'm all in. Like, do I need another one of these? No.
That was my issue, because when I went the previous time, I did get another souvenir glass, which would made my third.
Yeah. This is now my third.
And this time around, I was like, I can't get another one of these.
I have all the same one. Because they have the one that's like a Mai Tai glass, and then they have the one that's like a beer glass.
Yeah, I have each now.
Yeah,
I have the beer glass one from 2 locations, and then I have the Mai Tai glass from Ontario.
Yeah. And see, I have like beer glasses from other places, like pints, where I'm like, if I'm going to Rainforest Cafe, I'm going to get this like tropical Mai Tai glass.
You're in the tropical rainforest.
And the drinks are fine. They are by no means going to knock you off your feet with alcohol if that's what you're looking for.
Most of the time, you won't even taste the alcohol.
I was going to say, they're pretty sugary. It almost tastes like you're drinking like a little slushy.
Which is great.
Like, again, you go there. Eric got a non-alcoholic drink that had like a glowing ice cube in it.
And he loved it.
He loved it. It's like the most blue drink. One of my favorite things that happened that night. That drink comes out and Eric goes, oh, man. Blue's like my favorite color for a drink to be.
He did say that.
He was like, I just love a blue drink.
It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, and I was like, hell yeah, Eric. Hell yeah.
What a character.
But yes, so we shared those two things. Eric got the pasta after, you got the fries, and then we each had, whatever drinks we had. Some other items
shared everything. Yeah.
Some other items they have fish and shrimp options. There's like I think it's a salmon dish that they have, and then they have like a shrimp on a Barbie type thing.
Yeah.
And then they have cocktail shrimp, or not cocktail shrimp.
There was like a shrimp sampler kind of thing.
Like
There's like 3 or 4 different types. Yeah.
And then, of course, they have like salads and sandwiches and whatnot.
Which is what you guys thought I was going to get.
I totally thought you were going to get a salad. And even Eric had said going into it, like, oh, I'm probably going to get a salad too. And I was so ready to be very upset that night. So I was like, first of all, they're both saying they're going to get salads.
I didn't say.
Then you said you weren't going to drink anything. And I'm like,
why are we here?
Why did we come to Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
What are we doing? I could have done this at anywhere else. Yeah. We could have gone to Wendy's.
I was never actually going to get a salad. Just a fact. I just wasn't going to do it. Because I know for a fact that a salad at Rainforest Cafe would just be abysmal.
Yeah, they just pulling leaves off the wall.
Yeah, just abysmal. The drink thing was true. I was not going to do that. And then you were kind of like, no, you have to. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I should.
Again, not pressuring him.
He was right, though. Especially considering the ridiculous food we were eating. I was like, I might as well. Yeah, just let.
What's another 500 calories?
Yeah, honestly, at that point. It's not my wheelhouse, but it was worth it. There's so many funny things, and of course, like they're not like Denny's where everything is named after like some stupid thing.
Yeah.
Half their things are like named, and the other ones are like chicken quesadilla. Yeah, it's just like, oh, all right.
And I love that. Yeah, like that makes me so happy. When you go to these places that are themed, and let's say, I'm trying to think of a good one, like Bubba Gum Shrimp, right? It'll be like Bubba's, or there's one called like Bucket of Boat Trash. It's like a seafood medley thing or whatever. Yeah, and you'll see one that's just like house cheeseburger. It's like, come on. They
got lazy. Yeah.
What can we do that's bubblegum themed for a burger? Nothing. All right, call it a cheeseburger and move on.
Yeah,
next,
get it over with. Yeah. What's the one dessert item that you wanted to?
So this one we didn't get, which again, this was another kind of.
We messed that up. We should have done it. Yeah, because we were gonna go get dessert somewhere else, which was still good, but
it was okay.
Yeah, this was a little we screwed up.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
The dessert I love, and some of my friends listening will know about this, is the volcano. And it's basically a molten lava cake. Right? But the reason I love it, hold this for me.
Okay.
I'm doing this. I can face it towards me, though. I'm having Ryan hold the mic because I'm about to yell. They come out from the kitchen with this thing, and it's got like sparklers and stuff on it, and they literally come out going, volcano! And they're like walking around with this thing, and it's just like, like you see those memes where it's like when someone walks by with a plate of fajitas and the person's like,
yeah.
Looking at it.
It's like, look at that.
You order a volcano, everyone knows you ordered a volcano. The whole restaurant.
And then they all want to order.
And they also all want to order. And again, it's nothing like it doesn't like. It's not like, wow, this is the greatest thing.
That's the thing with all this food here. It's like the presentation of it is fun in some cases. The taste-wise, you could get this anywhere else.
They also aren't very specific with some things. The item I'm thinking of is they brought out that sample platter with like 3 or 4 sauces, but didn't tell us what they were.
It's true. Yeah, we were just
obviously you're like, okay, the marinara goes for the mozzarella sticks. The ranch goes to these egg rolls. But then you had a cup of what I'm presuming was.
It's like a
honey mustard.
Something like that.
And Ryan was like, no, this is for the egg rolls.
It didn't taste like honey mustard.
And then I was like, I'm pretty sure that was for the chicken strips, but who knows what it was.
Can I say something real quick? You mentioned like the sauces, like marinara, ranch. You mentioned marinara for mozzarella sticks and like ranch for like the.
And you don't like sauces.
I'm not a sauce guy. But people that dip their mozzarella sticks in ranch, I want to talk to them for a second.
It's meant to be dunked in marinara.
I want to talk to them for a second. I want to talk. Where's my camera?
You're there.
Yeah.
Right here. Camera one.
Talk to you for a second. You need help. Yeah, you're a problem. I watch all you TikTok, YouTube eaters, or whatever they're doing.
Dude with foods.
Yeah, all of that. And you just put ranch on everything. And most of the time, we talked about this somewhere. I don't remember where you and I talked about this, but we talked about it. And like, a lot of it I was okay with. Some of it is a bit much. The mozzarella stick one, you have to stop. There's a dedicated sauce to this food item. It is literally just, that's what you use it for. You just need to stop.
In the words of Michael Jordan, stop it. Get some help.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for all of you. I'm embarrassed by association. None of us did it. I don't think.
None of us did.
I was worried Eric might do it because his last name.
It is crazy.
His last name is White. So
it is crazy how much you dislike ranch dressing.
I am not a ranch fan. Yeah.
But it's like it goes beyond that. Like someone will dunk their pizza in ranch and it like pisses you off.
I just we don't have time for this, do we?
Your thought process is, I'll break it down as simple as I can, and it's your thought process, so please butt in if I'm saying this wrong.
Sure.
Your thought process is that the food should be good enough that it does not need to be dunked in the sauce, and especially if it is good enough, it really shouldn't be dunked in the sauce.
The only exception is like if something is made with the chef's intention of being like, you need the sauce to like fully experience what my dish is.
Yes, but you don't believe that if a dish comes out and is not directly served with a sauce, that it should not have a sauce.
The best example I have for this is like wings.
Mm-hmm.
If I ordered buffalo wings or any fun flavor of wings, and I am dipping that wing in the ranch or the blue cheese or whatever, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to the sauce that is on the wing. And it's I know it's a crazy take.
It's crazy.
I know it's crazy.
Because you got to think about how many of these wing places make their own homemade ranch.
Well, like King's Row, one of our favorites. You've had their ranch, I haven't. You're like, it's incredible.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're insane.
They're great on their own, yeah.
And then they make this incredible ranch and
I understand.
serve it with
I understand I'm on my own here. I get it. But I just want to just clarify. But I think my point about people going too far with the ranch is totally valid.
Yeah, you should not be dunking. Like you said, that'd be like if someone brought out, I don't know, something else where there's a very specific sauce. Like this goes with this.
Yes.
If I gave you a French dip, and instead of dunking it in au jus, you're dunking it in ranch dressing. Like that's a problem. Like it has a dedicated sauce.
That would be upsetting. Yeah, I don't like that. But we've got is there anything else on the menu?
There's not really any other menu.
It's very generic.
It is pretty straightforward.
The names are fun. The food is whatever.
It's fine. It's good enough.
Yeah.
It's nothing to write home about, but it's not. You would go to a place like this and expect worse.
Yeah.
I actually think that night I even said, I was like, it was better than I remember.
Yeah, I think I agreed with that as well. But this isn't a place you go to for the food.
No.
One reason you do come here though, the gift shop.
The gift shop, 100%.
We got to talk about the gift shop. That's where our friend.
Every restaurant.
That's where our friend Tracy Tree lives.
Tracy Tree.
Yeah, it's like this animatronic tree that
Ryan
has
like
4 program lines in it, and we listen to all of them. Mm-hmm. And then the gift shop just has so many things like your standard novelty things, keychains, cups, shirts. I actually got this shirt.
The souvenir glass that you got with your drink, you could also just buy in the gift shop.
Yeah, I have one more story in regards to this shirt. When I took the girl to this place, I was like, they have so many fun shirts. Never thinking that she would want to get one, but she was like, let me take a look when we're done. She's looking through the shirts. I've got this one picked out. I said, if you get a shirt, I'll get one as well. So I got this one. She got 2. And that's how I knew Rainforest Cafe brings everybody together.
Brings everyone together.
There's also some other, are there any other fun trinkets there in particular that you can think of?
So I was looking for this the other day and I didn't see it. But whenever I think about Rainforest Cafe, I think about that old, squishy little, toy that you would,
just move it around in your hand.
And it would just, slip out of your hand.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They used to always have those filled with, lions and whatever. And,
or
the
fish.
frog, that big frog that they have there.
Cha-Cha?
Yes.
The mascot.
Yeah, the main mascot of it, which
that's the last
we did
thing I
not
wanted
get
to
to
talk
meet,
about,
but there's all kinds of stuff. There was a claw machine Eric tried playing. Could not win.
I don't know why he decided
I don't know either. And he accidentally paid more than he intended to.
That's
and
true.
He
Yeah.
played like 5 plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, just all kinds of random trinket stuff, and it's just like it's the dumb little knick-knacky stuff that again, it's like half of this stuff you could probably go buy the exact same thing at like a Dollar Tree.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's like you're there, your kid just finished eating at Rainforest Cafe, they want the little shark.
Their balloon
clicky
animal popped.
Yeah, the balloon animal popped. I want to highlight those really quick. I mentioned we talked about the souvenir glasses. They have a photographer that goes around taking photos.
Which we
of
took
you.
a picture.
We took a picture,
and we will
post.
post.
We'll put that up.
Yeah.
They have a balloon artist going around, and then of course they have like a happy birthday song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's all the things that you would want out of like a themed restaurant.
It is missing one thing though.
What is that?
Well, you mentioned it was missing.
Oh, the mascot.
Yeah.
The mascot wasn't there.
Close.
They have one.
Let's close on Cha Cha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cha Cha and his friends.
Yeah.
People like we talk about like theming for a restaurant. This one went above and beyond because it has all the animatronic animals. It also has a cast of characters. Think like the Burger King Kids Club episode where it's like there's like your 8 characters. Rainforest Cafe is the same thing, and we could put like a little graphic that has all of them up on there.
Here.
But Cha Cha is the star. Cha Cha is the tree frog.
Tree frog.
And that is like the walk around character that some of them had. I don't think
I ever experienced that.
No, I've never seen Cha Cha either. Probably very like
And I
unique.
love mascots.
Me too. Yeah. Costume characters are top tier. Yeah. So obviously if Cha Cha was there when we went, we would have taken a picture.
100%.
Yeah, because we took one in front of the big animatronic elephant.
Yeah, and we were like this.
Yeah, it was a great photo.
You've already seen it.
Great photo of us.
It is.
I wish Cha Cha was there because that would have accentuated everything from the trip. But all in all, Rainforest Cafe, top tier. And there are 2 Rainforest Cafe locations left that I would like to go to before they all close down because they're probably all going to close down at some point.
One of them I know I also want to go to, but I don't know what your other one is.
So there's 2 locations that I think would be like I want to go to before they close because they are probably going to close at some point here. You know one of them, I believe.
Galveston.
Yeah, Galveston's awesome. The reason it's so cool, they have a theme park attraction.
Yeah.
They have a ride.
It's insane.
And the ride is like it's like a dark ride, water ride
like
kind of
a
thing.
rapids, yeah.
Just imagine you go to Rainforest Cafe, peak Rainforest Cafe, be like, "Hey, your table will be ready in 30 minutes." That's okay, sir. We'll go on the ride while we wait for our table.
So good.
That's awesome. So we have to go there. That would be great. And then the second one, there's one in Animal Kingdom at Disney World, and I just think that's you want to talk about themed restaurant. That's a themed restaurant in a theme park. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And like food at Disney is always so good, but if there's a Rainforest Cafe there, I'm gonna go. Yeah. And you have to have a ticket to go to this restaurant.
Yeah.
Like you have to. Animal Kingdom already closes early. You have to go spend 90 minutes of your theme park day in Rainforest Cafe if you want to go eat there, and I think it's totally worth it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think that those are the 2 I want to cross off my list before they eventually close down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with both of those ones.
All right, so we're going
mainly the Galveston one
after Chili's.
But I mean, if come August they're like, hey, you know what?
We're closing them all.
Dinosaurs closing at D23.
Oh.
That's a ride that I've never experienced. We talked about this.
I've done that a bunch of times.
Disney World.
That's my favorite ride at Animal Kingdom.
And that is one of those rides that's like I need to go experience it.
Yeah, you do.
So if they say like, hey, by the end of 2026, I'd say they'd give it maybe about a year and a half, 2 years.
It's so popular they would have to. Yeah.
If they say, hey, or early 2026, dinosaurs closing, then sometime next year I'm going. And yeah, why not go to Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, there you go.
One thing we didn't mention, Ryan.
Yeah.
We have video of our trip.
We do.
Yes.
We do.
So,
just like we did with Burger King.
Just a quick little vlog, nothing insane. It was very low light in there, so the footage on my phone was not great. But we put a little video trip together, and that's fun. Go check that out.
Yeah. And as always, I mean, I think we're kind of...
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Rainforest Cafe?
No. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
If you have one somewhere, if you have someone or somewhere close by for a Rainforest Cafe, go. Before they're all gone. But yeah, you could find us everywhere. Really,
everywhere at Mind Rewind Pod.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. And
we're going to Chili's.
We'll see you at Chili's.